broadcasting and explaining something very funny. You'll get a kick out of it. Alright, I'm back. Welcome to my fun channel of something very interesting on topic. Don't mind me, I just woke up early. Like, I didn't wake up not long ago. I do want to put it out there. And I was on a channel, a YouTube channel. And, you know, of all the Call of Duty games I played in my lifetime, World War II was the worst. And I'll be perfectly honest, I must have really made some COD fanboys super butthurt, and it's the funniest thing. Anyways, I will get into the thing here. Apparently, after my comment on a channel, I'll tell you exactly who it was. Trying to wake up as all you can get out. It was on, it was, not Tego Spartan Beast, as you can tell, my comment was that Call of Duty World War II was the suckiest game. So apparently I must have stepped on a few nerves here and there about these little fanboys that were just posting stuff. And it's the funniest thing. I mean, you're going to have these COD fanboys who don't think Call of Duty World War II sucks, but in the reality of it all, I had about 62 people taking a liking to about what I said, that Call of Duty World War II by far was the suckiest game. And some of these, like, other people who tend to disagree with me on that. I'm trying to wake up. So, it was the funniest thing. And I got some of these, well, I got maybe one or two COD fanboys so butthurt. They think, oh, Call of Duty doesn't suck. Play Exo Jump or Exo Boost or the fuck it is. Dude. I don't play fucking, Exo Boost or Exo Jump, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it's the funniest thing. I was always a Call of Duty fan for a very long time. Call of Duty 2 and 3 back during the PS2. Then we had Modern Warfare all the way down to World at War. And which means that those games were the best ones ever. Now, with that being said, now of course, as you know, having this Monster Hunter background here, I can hit start anytime I want to. But, it's been really fun. It's been fun, like, seeing the reaction of these fanboys getting all butthurt because, we still play Call of Duty, but the truth of the matter is, you could play Call of Duty, hey, everybody's got their own preference, everybody likes what they want to do. And I'm not going to hold anybody against that. But it's just the funniest thing. We have esports, to thank for fucking up Call of Duty, because if y'all remember back in, I think it was Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 or 2, it started becoming like that whole competition, the ranked play and all that shit. You know, and the whole thing with the SBMM, which everyone knows in World War II, which is a skill-based matchmaking, well, I think that's kind of trash. And then you had the one thing that was okay-ish was, whatchamacallit, that one thing that you're, like, the items, or, like, you blend in with the environment, that was okay. And of course now we have World War II, which the 9 maps, like, you know, and then one multiplayer map, which is really a remake. You know, and, you know, then you have the zombie maps, but with that being said, I've been pretty much been paying very close attention to what's been going on YouTube. And, you know, watching other variant videos, you know, put my 2 cents in. But the funny thing is just seeing the reactions of some of these COD fanboys who must have really sucked on Michael Condrey's cock before Michael Condrey had quit Sledgehammer and went to another gaming company. And you know what? And everybody thinks, oh, Michael Condrey's, you know, good and gone and has quit fully. No, Michael Condrey's still there. He's not really working with Sledgehammer anymore. And of course, everybody knows exactly the deal there. You know, the whole bullshit thing. He become a VP. So now they're making Michael Condrey sit in the back of the bus. So this way, the big boys can actually do what they need to do, and hopefully get a redeeming value with the Call of Duty series. And this other bullshit's going on with, you know, supposedly trying to push this whole thing about the Black Ops 4, which, you know, let's just see how everything goes before we start building up the hype. I know Treyarch won't disappoint us, and I know for a fact that when it comes down to making video games, it doesn't matter if it's Treyarch or whatever, but I will never buy another Sledgehammer game ever again, you know, after this whole thing. And I'm sorry, I still have the download digital copy of World War II, which I haven't been on in like, well, I don't know, maybe like a month, 2 months. So, anyways, that's pretty much is where I'm at, where I stand at. And, you know, not for, like, anything else, you know? I mean, just kind of, like, sitting there and just like, okay, so we have Black Ops 4. We have all this other fun shit. Well, you know what? It is what it is. But anyways, the whole thing of the matter is that I moved out of Call of Duty for good. I know some buying the map pack. I mean, really? I mean, you still want to play the same map over and over again because there's no original innovative idea there to, like, okay, well, here's the Resistance map from was it Modern Warfare 3 and Infinite Warfare, and they're doing the same map. I mean, it's kind of like you're going to, well, let's say like you're going to, I don't know, maybe Dairy Queen, and they have a rendition of a Frappuccino, but their Frappuccino sucks worse than Dunkin' Donuts Frappuccino. I mean, you gotta put the comparison here. I mean, there's so many brain-dead people who are going out and buying the actual DLC, wasting that money, where you could get a video game that's a lot better and get a DLC that's worth the money and not wasting on a repeat of what they had for Advanced Infinite Warfare or Modern Warfare 3 with that Resistance map. But the case point is, you know, there's COD fanboys are still worshiping Michael Condrey to, you know, maybe drop his trousers again, you know, and get them to squat down and, you know, the whole spiel. But I'm not going to get into that. You know, I'm trying not to spark up any tensions. But my video, as you can tell, is, yeah, my temperament has been kind of getting a little bit annoying. You know, well, not annoying, but I've been getting a little annoyed. So at this point in my life, so I'm doing this now more for the, I'm not doing it for, you know, being desperate for likes and subscribes. No, nothing like that. I'm not gonna really push the issue on that. I'm just gonna I'm kind of keeping everything from the, away from the loop. And just trying to see exactly where things are gonna go. As far as, like, my personal feelings, you know, as far as Call of Duty goes, I'm pretty much mostly done with it. I mean, I played mostly every first-person shooter game out there, way back, like, in the 90s, and, you know, maybe early 2000. Give or take the fact that my cousin had me get into certain first-person shooter games that were kind of like really redundant. And then, you know, also try to get me into Mortal Kombat, which really didn't suit me very well. Me being is what I am, you know, the vast MMORPG games, the Dark Souls series, I pretty much now don't get too much involved with the first-person shooter games or fighting games. Like I said, going back to my cousin, who really is no longer alive, but just to give an idea that for him, it was something he liked. For me, it wasn't too much. It was something I tried out numerous times. You know, we used to kick back, chill. You know, he would have his tall bottle of vodka. I mean, well, we both did actually, but you know, but that's back then. You know, but like just watching these, but like going back to what I'm saying when I jumped off topic, was watching these Call of Duty fanboys just getting butthurt because they just think that Call of Duty is their bread and butter. You know, they worship Call of Duty, they worship Michael Condrey, they worship the people who made the worst Call of Duty games ever, because the fact that if these people that made the worst Call of Duty games ever, I'm not gonna say Treyarch is a company that makes the worst Call of Duty games, and I strongly say this because I know for a fact Treyarch makes way better Call of Duty games than Activision and or Sledgehammer does. And with that being said, now my whole thing is to shut the fanboys up over here with the Call of Duty thing, that they think that Call of Duty World War II is the best thing. It isn't. It actually does suck. In reality, I'm going to give you a bit of a brief history on some of you fanboys out there, because some of you are probably going to be 13, maybe a little older, but certain things in World War II, certain events that happened in World War II didn't really take place. What you're doing is you're playing a video game, younger generation, don't know the actual real history of World War II, or any type of history involving back during that time frame. And what's sad is I feel bad for the fanboys because their schools aren't giving them the proper history lesson that they need to know. I think, you know, there's some things that, and I think I blame this mostly on some of the schools down south. Maybe they just don't have the education, which they don't. Really don't know their history, or far back into the Dark Ages to the Christianity of 1776. So, anyways, where I'm gonna get with this is that some of the COD fanboys are probably down south. Maybe the overprivileged white population down there that think that they don't need to do hand in mouth. Sorry if I'm getting a little bit in that direction, but it's something I need to address. And I don't really particularly like to attack the other white male cis population, but you gotta also remember, and I'm gonna get into it. I'm sorry if I'm gonna get into this, but I have to. It's something that's been on my mind for a very long time. All this fucking bullshit that's been going on with the hate and rhetoric and hypocrisy and all this other crap. You know, 20 school shootings. I'm sorry if I'm going to go off at this, but it's got to be said. The 20 school shootings, the hypocrisy, the hate, everything. You know, my personal opinion and my own personal thoughts about all this is just sheer bullshit. You know, if some of these people, the majority of why this gets out of hand, why some of these people are either uneducated or COD fanboys, is because it's being the spoiled, privileged white people. I'm not saying every white person or anybody is spoiled and rich, because that's not the case. But if you have a kid who's a COD fanboy who is spoiled, rotten, and rich, those are the COD fanboys that get down on their knees and they worship Condrey down below. Which, you know, I'm sorry if I'm jumping tracks like this, but it's something I have to get out. But if anything, it's just like I said, I'm not asking people, to subscribe if they don't like my channel, they don't like my personal opinion about things. But this is I'm going too fast. Yes, I know. Forgive me. These are certain things that are coming from me. They're truthful. And what if the truth hurts about what I'm saying? And I don't care if these COD fanboys get all freaking butthurt because what they're doing is they're taking sandpaper, using it for toilet paper, right in their crack crevice, and there you go. There's their butthurt right there for the COD fanboys. I mean, let's think about this. How many YouTubers out here can destroy COD games by just completely destroying it by just, I don't remember the COD games being like so fucking outplayed on YouTube. Watching this shit, watching everything on the YouTube channels, you don't realize how, some of these people are just like, oh, look at me, I'm a COD fanboy, and realize that, they're just down there giving Kanji that big suckfest down there. I cannot express how disgusted I feel sometimes, watching some of these COD players saying, oh yeah, I got like a, 200, my score is like a 200 something kill death ratio, whatever the fuck the case may be. The point is, it's not the size of how big someone's junk is. It's the whole thing. It's about the ego of who can really get like a 200 kill. I'm like, really? Seriously? I have to sit here and like hear about 200 people? That's before anybody says anything. Before you start like popping off the mouth and saying that, oh well, Layla, I think you're just being a little bit too dramatic. Well, hear me out. The white privileged male, I'm not saying everybody is, so tend to agree to disagree with me on this, but not every white male, but the select few, with the select few meaning the select few white privileged male who played COD World War II, generally are the ones that want to ruin the COD franchise. And on YouTube, this is what happens. And when this happens, those are the COD fanboys who, like I said, not going to reiterate this again, but they go down on Kanji and then they get the big, shove up their keister. But, anyways, I'm not going to really say any more about it. Because, that's just how I am. I'm trying to keep it G-rated as I humanly can. But, I just stopped playing COD World War II because of it. But then again, the COD World War II game, I knew right off the bat was going to be a huge failure anyways. That's why Michael Condrey had to quit fucking Sledgehammer Games to go work with Activision. Go figure. It becomes vice president, which kind of puts it in a different perspective. So I think now they're going to have him in the kitty corner because of the huge fiasco he did, the whole fuck up. But it is what it is. But anyways, I pretty much ends this video right now, so how do I put this? Just live long, try to stay healthy, and just keep on gaming. That's all I gotta say. Bye for now.